Most of the advertising for this movie was just sending the
Jerry
directors out to
Lawrence.
do podcasts because they went on Joe Rogan. They
Yeah.
did somebody else like Lex Friedman or Theo Vaughn, maybe. I remember seeing them on a couple of different shows. Last podcast, they just did the podcast circuit, which is way more inexpensive. And so you're hitting all the avenues that you want to be hitting and help get me in the theater.
I like it. No, like with Joaquin Phoenix with Eddington, like that hyped me up for that movie. I think it was like after it came out, or maybe like around the same week. And I really loved that up. It was a great episode with Theo Von and Joaquin Phoenix.
What
It
is
was
going on with Theo Vaughn, by the way? I heard that he bombed terribly when he recorded his Netflix special in New York last week, and he's been threatening suicide.
because he keeps talking about Israel and he's best friends with Jared Kushner and Ivanka Trump. That's why. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, he's not best friends with them, but he like hang. It's like kind of weird. How are you talking all this shit about Israel and saying it's a genocide, but you hang out with Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner, who's probably the Antichrist? You know, so I don't get it. Like, what the fuck? I maybe they're like actually trying to. I don't think they're gonna kill him. I think it's so obvious at this point. But maybe something is happening, or maybe he's back on drugs. But I doubt that. You know.
He's
I think
gonna
he's back on
overdose on some.
drugs.
He's gonna overdose on some fentanyl that someone's gonna sprinkle on him, and
He's gonna
then
fall off the roof, like what's his name? Whitest kids you know, Trevor Moore.
Trevor Moore.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Maybe he's trying to be in the news. I don't know. I hope not. I hope it's
Maybe
nothing
he's gonna
bad. I'm a
bite
huge
on a
fan.
knife like the kid in this movie. Holy
No, out of
shit,
all
that
the
was
things
that
that
was
disturbed
rough.
me, that was fucked up. I rarely timed movies actually make me physically ill because I'm like desensitized. I've been watching r slash watch people die since I was 11. You know, watching people gore videos and shit. But when I saw that him biting on the knife, I was like it was disgusting. It was disgusting, dude.
Yeah, very effective usage of a knife. I mean, you knew something was gonna happen when he gave the fucking wild child the knife for whatever
Yeah,
reason,
he
and he
went. It
turned
went down.
around.
Oh.
I was like, okay, something's gonna happen here, but I was not expecting to see what I saw. Like that
Yeah.
was
Well,
like it was like,
hold on.
holy
We got to
shit.
set up this movie. This movie's too good to
Okay.
just completely gloss over and talk about fucking Star Trek for
Yeah,
like
no,
three
let's
fourths of
go.
it.
Yeah.
Because, this movie, I think, more than being an effective horror movie, is such an interesting commentary on the foster system. And that was my biggest takeaway when I saw this movie earlier this year is wow, they made a movie that kind of accurately shows what a nightmare the foster system can be for these kids that are
Yeah.
placed into the wrong type of home. And the way that it works in America, I don't know about in New Zealand, is you are financially incentivized to take in these kids. And so you will also get homes that like bring in a lot of kids at a time
Mhm.
and they're not well taken care of. It's frequently just paycheck collection.
Yeah.
They're mistreated. They'll run away from home and disappear, and nobody will go and look after them because you're still collecting until you know um, child services comes around to do their routine check or whatever. It's
Yeah.
a corrupt system. It is a very very bad system. You never want to wind up in that if you're a kid, and you have this brother sister duo where there's the one older brother who's like 17, 18 years old, and his younger stepsister is Asian and blind. And I think what's also very interesting about this movie is that it shows a flawed relationship between the father and son and his preference for like his new family and how he was abusive. I
Yeah.
think all that's very daring to do in a modern movie. What sucks is that this type of movie isn't really made now without a horror element to it. It's like you can't get a serious movie about serious adult topics with this sort of budget in several theaters unless there's a horror element or comic book element. I feel like if this was the 90s, if this was the 80s, you would just get this kind of movie. It would just come it
Just
would
be a
just be
normal
there.
drama.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I totally agree. Yeah. And he's a great who acted tremendously in this film, and he had a lot of like vulnerable points that the Sally Hawkes, I believe is her name,
She's terrific by the way in this
exploits.
film.
She's
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
good, and
Yeah.
Sally Hawkins, she sees those vulnerable points in both of them,
Yeah.
and she figures out a way to put the needle through the thread, and use them against them, and it's fantastic the way it's done. in this
Yo,
film.
the pissing scene made me so mad because I was like, what
Oh,
is she? What is she? Why is she pissing on a? Oh, oh, fuck! That's so. It's so psychotic, so like
it's like, what is
demented that
this
I
dumb
can
bitch doing? And then, oh
yeah,
shit.
that I can completely see that happening. You know, when it comes to
Mhm.
like someone that's so deranged mentally as this character is. The one issue I had with the whole uh uh taking back thing is that it's never really explained properly, so a lot of the time I'm just trying to figure out what's going on with that little creepy boy because I don't think it's and maybe that's on purpose, but like they never explain exactly what the process is or what this ritual is. We just
Mhm.
see images of it
Which I'm
and then you
personally,
just
I'm glad about that for the exact reason we were talking about earlier with paranormal activity. I think when you start to explain it, you give all the rules. There's a mystery or a generated intrigue there that disappears, especially if you don't nail it, right? If you
yeah.
don't do it correctly, you can kind of spoil the whole thing. So I was glad about that. But yeah, no. I mean, watching it, I was like, okay, there's probably going to be a wraparound point where they fully explain this, and that doesn't happen. So you have this kid Oliver that's already in this foster home with the Sally Hawkins character Laura, who's like a therapist or a psychologist, right?
I think she just says that to like try to make the kid trust her.
Okay,
Yeah.
and
Because she
there's
never goes to work.
no,
She
no, no,
never,
no. Yes,
she's just at home. So I think she's just one of those foster moms that don't work and just get paid for having fosters and is,
that's right.
yeah.
Yeah, so the kid Oliver is clearly disturbed. He is a mute, and his face and demeanor is just constantly nasty, negative all the time. And you later on find out that Laura, the Sally Hawkins character, is trying to harvest her dead daughter's soul into this boy, Oliver, whose real name I think is Connor, right?
Mhm.
So that element is very peculiar, very strange. And she's, what I appreciate is that while you can sympathize with her plight, she's still so deranged that you never sympathize with her directly. Even towards the end,
Even
where
when the movie is, yeah, trying to make you empathize
Like
with
when they're
her.
getting
That,
drunk, you're like, oh, like they're having fun, but she's still giving a 17-year-old alcohol
well, it
and
was
a
right after
10-year-old
right
yeah.
a
after she was trying to
12-year-old.
goad the son into kissing his dead father at the wake,
Yeah.
right? Which is like the most disturbing,
Oh,
disgusting
It's on the
shit.
lips. It's
Yeah.
tradition. It's like, no, that's I'm good. And then you have that scene where she goes, uh something something when I killed him, right?
Hmm.
And then so there's a lot of unexplained things that I think are like there's like sprinkled clues about what happened or like that this whole thing was planned from the start from her somehow. Because the way that the dad dies, or at least the way that he's found, with like all that blood in his mouth or whatever, makes it kind of look like what the ritual is, which we don't see fully, but it looks like one of the victims from that ritual.
Yeah.
So this is something that it looks like this the Sally Hawkins character has planned before, which is kind of weird because why would you pick these two kids, or I guess the blind girl, right?